Do I look gay enough for this review? You guys tell me in the comments. Hi bananas, come on, welcome here, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And for today, we are going to be doing a review. Oh my god, this is my first review video. And it's about a show that has been recently rubbing the gays in the wrong way. Y'all were mad for nothing. That's all I'm gonna start this video by saying. If you do not know what Queer Force is, it is a Netflix show about gay spies. Yep, queer spies, actually. Let's not use gay. Queer spies.
We're Q Force. We're the first queer agents in the field.
When Netflix released the first trailer, the gays hated it, to say the least. We did not like the trailer. Some of y'all were saying y'all rather get hate crimed and watch the show. So people were saying that it's bringing up stereotypes, it's typical, it paints gay people in a bad light. Like, just wait until the show comes out. Then you can make your final judgments on it.
Good job, Q Force.
Sorry, that's what everybody calls you, Q for queer. I'll make them stop.
I actually kind of like it.
So, the gay came out today. Let's just say I spent the entire day watching it so that I can film this review today. So this is gonna be things that I liked and did not like about the show, coming from a queer perspective. So yeah, let's get right into the review, babies, okay? So firstly, the show is made up of very interesting characters, and although I'm happy with the characters, I'm not happy with some of the things about the characters. So the first character, the main character, I would like to say, is Steve Merriweather.
Wait.
He's also known as Agent Mary. If you don't know, that's a smart wordplay on his surname as well as the nickname Mary, which old gays used to call each other. So I really like that they managed to incorporate that in there. Gay people used to call each other Mary back in the day. We have Stat, a hacker who's part of the Queer Force and has a secret identity of her own. I would assume she's non-binary or lesbian. Between the two.
At least you guys aren't crushing up a bunch of dudes into face cream.
I would have loved if Stat was black, because that type of queer aesthetic is normally associated with white bodies, and we never see a person of color play that role, that black people can also embody that type of character, because you do have black queer people who are just like Stat. Then we have Deb, who is a skilled mechanic and lesbian. Now, I loved Deb.
Even more sacred than my Highland Games watch party.
But we'll get into some issues that I had with her. Then Benji, who was Mary's love interest. We'll talk about Benji soon as well. And then obviously we had Twink.
Oh, hey, girl. That's my job, daddy. Right.
Who many people have a problem with. Y'all were quick to cut Twink's head off. Okay, so first, right off the bat, I love the fact that there is a token straight character. His name is Agent Buck, I think.
Agent Buck, who happens to be straight.
So he's straight, right? And he was put in the Q Force by the director, Dirk, who is a jerk, to keep an eye on the queers, because we cannot be trusted, Monty, with all that power. So normally in straight shows, you have that one gay character who's put in there for the sake of representation. We've seen this in so many shows. They're all straight and you just have one gay person. And I love the fact that they managed to play on this. Buck was a token straight character.
What is all this crap? Wigs? Makeup?
In a gay series, just like how you have token gay people in a straight series. And I love the fact that they did that, because it allows the straight people to see what they've been doing to us for many years. Also, it was just kind of fun to see that one straight character in a group of gays to, like, you know, it made me feel powerful to say, you know what, you're in our territory now, baby. You gonna be the token today. Secondly, the sex scene, girl, really? It's 2021 and we're still showing gay sex in a straight light? We've seen this with Call Me By Your Name. We've seen this with Elite. We've seen this with Brokeback Mountain, The Society. So many times in so many shows where gay sex is portrayed in a way of straight sex. Although we can, normally gay people cannot have spontaneous sex. When Agent Merriweather was having sex with that mine worker, it was very in the moment, and gay people don't really have in the moment experiences. There's a lot of prepping that needs to go on, and I just want to show that highlights it. Real life, you would have to call me 30 minutes in advance or tell me to prep myself, because you know what? We are at the end of the day, humans and that hole that we use has disadvantages, and we gotta make sure that those disadvantages are out of the way. Agent Debbie, okay, Miss Deb. I love the fact that she was black. We rarely get any lesbian representation. Lesbian people did a lot for us, and we don't acknowledge them. Happy that Debbie was a black woman. What I'm not happy about is the stereotypical black lesbian woman ending up with a white lesbian woman.
Well, hello. We've got some late arrivals, I see.
Mary?
So we rarely get to see black love thrive in lesbian spaces. Hear me out. When it comes to a powerful, dominant female figure like Debbie, right? You rarely see them ending up with a black femme or a black same kind of dominant mask figure. They always ended up with a white person, and they always shown that way, and I just wish writers of the story could have twisted that and allowed for us to see black love thrive in such a lesbian space. You know what I mean? So I would have been happy to see her with a stud. I am also happy that Debbie's story was told. When you get characters like Debbie, a lesbian black woman, you really get their character developed, right? They normally just there, again, as the token, and they don't really have a storyline behind them. The fact that the show managed to include her lover and her household and show her in her own home and comfort space with her friends was absolutely amazing, and I was just so happy to get to know her more.
Get fucked, Brenda! I mean, good game, great hustle.
Now, let's get to Twink, because Twink was the one who riled up all of the workers to begin with, right? When it comes to Twink, when I first saw him in the trailers, I was like, okay, that's me.
After the whole La La Land thing, I was actually hospitalized.
The label Twink, I thought that was his name, but it wasn't. It's just a nickname, which I'm very happy with. His name is actually Sebastian.
Stand up straight, Sebastian. You need to build up your muscles.
So I'm glad they did not just name him Twink, because no parent would do that. I wish that they would have used Sebastian instead of Twink. The name is very limiting to the category, right? I love the fact that he was a top.
Be fun for any of you tops on board.
On it! What? Call me Miss Congeniality, honey, because I'm a femme top with a gun.
Because when you think of Twink, you think of bottom. And the fact that he said it out and loud and proud that he is a femme top. Okay, queen, don't let that stereotype bring you down. If you want to top somebody, top somebody. So on the topics of sexual positions, the fact that Mary mentioned that he is verse because he is mature.
And for the record, I'm verse because I'm a grown-up.
Ooh. Oh, I like that. I really like that. When it comes to young gays, right? When you're in your youth, you stick to those two sexual positions. You rarely get verses in the youth space. Now, Mary saying that he's versatile because he's mature just shows the transition that gay people go through between our youth and our adulthood. Once you get older, you start to try out more and experience more, and you end up being a verse. So that's why you get many old gay people being versatile and the younger generation being just top and bottom. One thing that I was very happy about and mad that people were mad about it was the fact that they were gay spies. Here's the thing, right? The fact that the queer community was angry about gay spies made me feel a bit iffy, because we are angry about characters that are made for us, by us. We're mad when new characters are made to be queer. We're not angry at these big giant animation companies, right, and corporations, blah, 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 entertainment, whatever you want to call them. Not mad when they flip straight characters to be gay. I'm looking at you, DC Comics, turning Robin bisexual. And the fact that queer people were celebrating that. Yes, we cry about representation in such spaces, right? Which is why I was so happy that we finally had gay spies. When a new character is developed and they're queer, we have a problem with that, but we are quick to accept when a straight character is flipped to be queer in some sort. Robin was not a triumph. It was not representation. Robin has been a character that was normally portrayed as straight for years. So for him to be all of a sudden bisexual, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way, because it's just like, damn. Y'all couldn't take time to create a new hero. Y'all couldn't do that. Also, y'all choose Robin. Nobody gives a shit about Robin. If y'all would have turned Batman, he could have been gay. Okay, him and the Joker could have been something beautiful. Ooh, I feel like I'm derailing for the topic, but I need to discuss this. The whole Robin bisexual thing, I did not like, because it was a way to introduce a queer character in a way that was subtle and easier for straight people to digest. Because Robin is not a main character. He's a side character. And the fact that they flipped him instead of one of the top 5 main characters, Superman, y'all could have flipped him. Batman, y'all could have flipped him. The Flash, y'all could have flipped him. Spider-Man, you know, those kind of main heroes were the ones who would have had a greater impact if they were all of a sudden in touch with their queer side. So Robin wasn't revolutionary. And the gays ate that shit up. Either you'll make a new hero for us or you'll keep your straight heroes. We don't want them. I'm happy that they chose bisexual instead of gay though, because bisexual people rarely get representation. Okay, another thing that I'm happy about was the fact that the characters actually had real spy jobs. The whole show wasn't just centered around their identity. They actually had real missions and real work. I loved that. I hated the fact that Twink was super fly when he was fighting. And sure, slay while you're doing your job, girl. There's no crime in that. But gay people don't fight like that. When you're fighting, you fight, okay? There's no time to be gorgeous while doing that. I love the fact that Mary ended up with a normal-bodied person. By normal-bodied, I mean a decent human man's body, okay? Because Benji wasn't masculine, he wasn't toned, he wasn't super twinky.
You just say you love me? I guess I did.
We have ridiculous body standards in the queer community, and I love the fact that Mary wasn't a mask for masks. I wish we also had a big-bodied gay man in the queer force, because we didn't have that. We have very stereotypical body types. I love the fact that they showed how queer people tend to discriminate against normal-bodied people as well, because at that party scene, that Cheston guy, where he grabbed Agent Mary, he gave Benji that look like, oh, how did somebody like Mary end up with somebody like you?
Chaston, I barely recognized you. You look great. Oh, this is my boyfriend, Benji.
Fun. So rude, but can I borrow you for a second? We have to catch up.
So the episode titles were kind of smart, especially for episode 3, because that whole episode was reminiscent of Brokeback Mountain, and they named it Backache Mountain, so it's lovely to see gay references in a gay show as well. Another thing that I loved is the fact that they did not shy away from nudity. We saw dicks. I love a good dick. And when they showed Debbie's nipples, because nipples have been a recent, like, uprising conversation where it's like, why is the female nipple over-sexualized yet the male nipple allowed? And the fact that Debbie was shirtless for that mission.
This is exactly why I got voted off.
Girlies came to play at that part, and I was like, yes, Debbie, you show them bitches that nipples are normal. Don't you ever over-sexualize the female body. Oh, another thing is I'm glad that they were not shy to expose the fetishization that straight men have for lesbian women. In that one scene where Buck was like, oh, I wish I had a lesbian woman wrapped around my finger.
I've always wanted a lesbian wrapped around my finger. Do you guys get it?
Ooh, just wanted to jump in the screen and punch his little animated face. Just wished one of the characters would have checked him, especially Debbie, because she was in that scene. I wish she would have said something about it. Another thing that I wanted to talk about was Bal. They showed what a lot of straight guys tend to do. He had a huge problem with the whole gay thing to begin with, but he was able to treat Agent Mary with more respect than Twink, because Mary was more on the masculine side, right? So he was comfortable with Mary because he expresses masculinity.
Oh, Mary. I thought you'd be
Twink? Well, I'm not Twink, but I do want to talk to you about Twink.
I can't believe you made me spend the whole day with him. He's so ridiculous. You should fire him.
Because we've seen this so many times where it's like, you can be gay, but don't be gay. You know what I mean? And vulnerability. Ooh, when Buck was crying because his father was angry at him.
I've never really been able to open up to people. Not girlfriends, not friends.
That was a two-way kind of entendre. One, it showed that straight men often exude their hypermasculinity as a coping mechanism of something that they're going through or something that they went through in the past. It was also a smart play because a lot of straight people tend to think that gay people are gay because they had traumatic experiences and being gay is a way to cope with things. A lot of ex-gays or those gays who claim that they converted say things like, oh my god, I was touched as a child. further perpetuating that same thinking narrative, right? Oof, oof. I don't know if I'm the only one that picked that up. Oh, another thing that makes me happy was the fact that Steve, aka, you know, Mary, was in a monogamous relationship.
I love you too.
And the fact that there was no attraction to any other guy besides Benji was beautiful. When it comes to gay shows, they always show gay people very promiscuous, to say the least, right? We've seen this in Elite. Omar and Ander cannot catch a break, and oh, I hate them for that, because they were like the ideal couple at the beginning, right? Until Ander had to fuck up, and Omar had to fuck up, both of them fucked up, and then Polo and Valeria also did the thing, and Polo and Christian also did the thing, and it was like, you know what? Can we get a lovely gay couple that is monogamous? Overall, I loved the show. I feel like we, as queer people, were quick to judge the show. And it's after watching it that you realize that, okay, they really did that, right? One of the things that I wish they did was include a trans character, because trans people don't get enough representation, dog. And I've been saying this, Black trans women are the backbone of the queer community. And they don't get paid dust for that shit. Girl, how are you gonna leave out the trans brothers and sisters? Overall, the show was good. Like, overall, the show was good. I feel like we were quick to judge it. It was refreshing to see queer people in that light. Regardless of if you may find it a shitty show, it's part of the representation that we've been asking for, and I'm glad that we're moving in a direction where we're starting to see queer people in such spaces. I want to see a horror movie with queer people. I want to see a sci-fi Avatar kind of movie with queer people. I want to see more animations with queer people. I want to see, you know, a sitcom with queer people. You cannot just rely on Drag Race for entertainment. Like, girl, we'll give it a 7 out of 10, really. I mean, I think a 7 out of 10 is decent. The gay references were absolutely astounding. Auntie Mama has got to the roof. It just killed it, the house down boots, mama. Not me speaking in gay. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you all did, please remember to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends. And remember, baby, if you do not slay, then you do not stay. And that's on period. Bye.
If I pick it up, it's fast. I know we're ready, the faster.